Hi guys, Sandy Ingram here. Welcome. In today's video, we have 4 important news reports from Iraq. But first, I want to remind you that I will be traveling to acquire information on the Iraqi dinar for the channel's membership. If you want to know more about what we are doing in the membership, you are invited to join. I am paying for my own travel and accommodations. However, I need your support. Before you hear the important news, I want to recommend that you watch a series on Netflix entitled The Smuggler's Web. Now, this series may better help you understand, because it did help me, corruption in Iraq and how difficult it is to stop corruption or to deal with it, especially when a lot of money is involved. This movie series takes place in India, but I could not help to understand Iraq's situation much better after watching the series. And speaking of corruption, keep in mind that al-Sudani is a strong opponent of corruption. Just keep that in mind as you watch the movie series, and it may give all of us, a better understanding of what Sudani is going through or what is happening in Iraq.
The Iraqi government is working on plans to raise its sovereign credit rating, which is a key measure of how trustworthy a country is to international investors and lenders. Officials have set up a national team that includes economic and financial experts to review and strengthen policies, improve financial stability, and work with global credit rating agencies like Fitch, S&P, and Moody's. By focusing on better governance, reducing financial risks, and making the business environment more attractive, Iraq aims to boost investor confidence, support economic reforms, and attract more foreign investment. Improving the credit rating could also help the country borrow money more easily and at a lower cost.
Like the report said, boosting investors' confidence is the name of the game Iraq is now engaged in. And with over $100 billion in investments over the last 3 years, Iraq understands it's a new frontier for investor profits.
Here we learn Iraq and the United States held talks focused on improving how Iraq's banking system handles financial crime. Officials from both sides, including the U.S. Treasury and Iraq's financial authorities, agreed to work on reviewing suspicious payment records and transactions linked to smuggling, money laundering, and fraudulent contracts. Part of the discussion also looked at stronger financial rules, better oversight in both state and private banks, and possible sanctions against people or groups accused of undermining Iraq's financial system. The goal is to make Iraq's financial sector more transparent and compliant with international standards.
The United States is still very much involved in Iraq's growth process. Even as I speak to you today, the U.S. is pulling out government employees and non-essential personnel from Kuwait and surrounding areas due to possible conflict in Iran. When I know more, so will you.
Iraq's current Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, has stepped aside and withdrawn his bid to be reappointed after the recent parliamentary elections. He agreed to give way to former Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki as a candidate for the next government, even though al-Sudani's political bloc won more seats than al-Maliki's in the election. This decision came after talks among Shiite political groups and is meant to help unify support for choosing a leader. Al-Maliki previously served as Prime Minister from 2006 to 2014.
None of us is happy about the news of al-Sudani pulling out of the race for the PM, for the Prime Minister. But we have to remember that he backdoored the Prime Minister before him. Now it appears the same is happening to him. However, no word yet on what Iraq will do.
Iraq has introduced major changes to how goods are processed and taxed at Qasr port, the country's biggest trade gateway. Instead of charging a standard fee for an entire container, customs now calculate charges for each item separately based on international product codes, with duties starting around 5% or higher. Tax payments, which used to be paid in advance, are now collected at the port, when shipments arrive. The system also uses automated software to make processing more transparent. These changes aim to align Iraq's customs with global standards, but they may make import costs less predictable and slow down clearance as officials and BU.
This is the crucial news that all IQD investors are overjoyed to hear. Systemizing revenues stemming from the transportation hub, aka the Development Road Project, has already begun. When we see Iraq making internal progress along with the development progress of the Development Road Project, we know they are on the track to not only increasing their GDP, but also their economy and hopefully their currency. Now, there is no guarantee on when or how much currency value will increase due to the Development Road Project. But there is another issue at play here. Our options as investors is beginning to tenfold. Let me repeat that. Our options as investors, IQD investors, is beginning to tenfold. Join the channel's membership to learn more about the possibilities. But you see, mega investors are not waiting for the currency to adjust. They are investing in the infrastructure for long-term gains and enormous profits. Perhaps we should be doing the same. Join the channel's membership to learn more.